I'd like to teach the world to sing perfect harmony. Well, something I don't have. Well, hello. We'll have a little chat about mindset. And a warm welcome to one and all. And for those of you who have not seen me before, my name is Langers, and I am the vocal talent of sorts, Scruffy Trader. What I'm trying to do is kind of put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So if that sounds good, click that little subscribe button, smash the like, drop a comment, all that good stuff, and we'll have a chat. So what are we having a chat about over coffee? Well, this series of videos, Foundation Trading, is kind of exactly what it says it is. It's to give you a foundation around the world, Forex indices, etc. Now, whenever I speak to anybody, it's always, just show me a strategy. I'll be all right if I have a strategy. No, you won't. In fact, that's the last part of the puzzle. Because before you actually click the mouse, there's a number of things that you need to know. You certainly need to know how to read a chart. You need to know how a candlestick works. You need to know how certain indicators work. And then apply it to a chart. But then when you're applying something to a chart, you also need to know what your risk management is, what your position sizes are, and whether you're mentally stable enough to do it. And that's kind of today's topic. It's the mental game, which is probably 70-80% of your trading success. Because if you haven't got sort of, how do I put this politely? Well, let's just go through the disciplines of trading and see if we can break it down, and that might make it easier. I genuinely believe there are 4 disciplines of trading. Now, shoot me down in flames, drop it in the comments, whatever, but this is my take on trading. And from the top to the bottom, I think it's position trading, where it is literally set and forget, and probably the least stressful on your mind, because you might look at the chart once a week, set it on a Sunday, don't look at it again till Sunday after. And I know a guy that does that, but he does it on a swing trade, and I'll explain that in a second. Then you have swing trading, which is basically anything from 2 to 3 days to maybe a couple of weeks. Again, it's quite a peaceful way to trade. Then you have day trading, which is kind of my discipline, where I'll look at the markets and I'll pick one instrument and I'll think, well, it's going from that level to that level or vice versa, and I'm going to trade between the levels, and it's essentially once or twice a day. And then there is scalping, which you're in and you're out, you're in and you're out. You're only getting sort of like a tick or 2 ticks at a time. Now that is stressful. All right. So let me break these down in mindset, because there's a different mindset for each of them. The swing and the position are pretty close together. So if you can imagine you're going to put a position trade on, your chances are you're looking at a weekly chart, certainly a daily chart, but it's going to be a very long-term thing. And say it's a golden cross. Golden cross, if you don't know, is when a 50 crosses a 200, and a death cross is when the 50 returns over that 200. Now, on a daily and a weekly, that can take a long time. In fact, on the weekly, it can take months. So you can set your order in January. It might be closing till August, but you'll get a big chunk of profit. The problem with that is you need quite a deep stop loss on it to a degree, because you have to allow for it to move, because it will pull back on itself because no chart moves in a single direction forever. There are points of relief, and that's profit taking, opposing positions, a news event, whatever. But the overall trend will stay, but it'll oscillate on its journey. So you need to allow for that. So from a mind point of view, it's easy. You set it, forget it. Maybe you look at it once a week, happy. Now a swing trade's very similar. Except you maybe looking at it once a day. And you certainly be like sort of daily charts, 4-hour charts. But when I'm swing trading, I'm predominantly a day trade, end of day trader. So I look at daily charts, and normally it's the first thing I do when I switch the screens on the morning. I look to see where the candle closed the night before, see what I want to do. That's it. And then I may check it at 8 o'clock at night, but it's fundamentally just once a day. So again, it's a peaceful way of trading. Then you have day trading. Day trading is you rock up, you go through the products, you pick one that you want to pretty much trade for the day, and then off you rock. But it's quite labor intensive on the mind, because you've got to be pin accurate when you're day trading. However, I do find day trading infinitely easier than swing trading. Why? Because I can pretty much predict what's going to happen in the next few hours just by reading the chart. To predict what's going to happen in the next few days to the next few weeks, that's a different story altogether. You know, I know a lot of people seem to think I have a time machine. I don't. I just have experience and good advice from some good traders over the years. And then you have scalping. For me, scalping is a nightmare. You're normally on a very fast instrument like DAX, and you are glued to the screen. And you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. The problem is you can do it too much. It breeds over trading, and over trading, eventually you're going to hit that candle that's going to undo all of your good work. And it plays havoc with your psyche. Because, oh, I'm winning. Oh, I'm winning. You've got all this euphoria. You think you're invincible. And then you get a royal kick in the balls. And you think you're worthless because you lost. And the only reason you lost was probably because you were too greedy. You were trying to chase the money, which is actually the worst thing you can do. If you go into the market chasing money, you've already lost. You know, because that's gambling. And there's only one winner in gambling. And it ain't the punter. So how does mindset fall into this? Well, it depends on the type of person you are. And you have to kind of look at your own personality. If you have a tendency to fiddle with things and mess about, believe it or not, day trading isn't for you. Because while you're in front of the screen, you will start tinkering and playing. I mean, I fall into that from time to time, and my best defense is, as anybody in the Discord group will tell you, I listen to lots and lots of music, and I do it on purpose. I use them as countdowns to my candles. So if I'm looking at a 15-minute candle and I've just entered it, I'll watch 2 or 3 music videos while I'm maybe writing an email or something, just to amuse myself, and it stops me playing with the charts. Scalping, I just can't get away with it. It drives me nuts. It really does. But then you have swing trading. Now, swing trading, I do run swing trades, but I should really only check it once a day, but I end up doing it, as I said earlier on, first thing in the morning, last thing at night. Because that's me, it's my personality. So I have to have a constant battle with that. And I figured out that position trading is no good for me, because I like to see what's going on and I want to see what's happening. So not really into the investment thing. All I do is I trade up, take the money out, I put it into a self-managed ISA, and then I forget about it. You know, don't even look at that. And that's kind of the way I build my pension up. Now, swing trading, I'm constantly putting them on, but I do fall into the tact of meddling with it. And in some ways it's a good thing, because there's certain traits you can have as a day trader that can work very well for your swing trade, and kind of vice versa. Now, I'm going to discount scalping altogether because I just think it's the devil's work, and it's probably a road to ruin. You know, it's one of those things that you can do really well today but lose everything tomorrow. It's too much of a gambling mindset. So can you be a day trader and a swing trader? And should a day trade become a swing trade, or a swing trade become a day trade? Well, this is the question. This is where your mindset comes in. Now, as a day trader, I don't intend anything to go overnight. Not if I can help it. I never plan a day trade to exceed overnight. So what I'm looking to do is enter and exit at a certain target. Now, sometimes you can see massive volatility coming into the market, but I'm looking at an hour chart, monitoring on a 15-minute. So for that 15-minute to run overnight it's pretty rare, but it can go later to the night. So what I have a tendency to do is, if I can see it, I'll let the volatility come in, take most of the trade out, and then let the last bit run, but it'll always run risk-free. So that helps my psyche, because I know even if I go to bed and it comes back and stops me out, don't matter, because I've been paid, and if it runs on, even better. So that's a good thing. Now, what about a day trading mentality in a swing trade? Is that a good thing? Yes and no. The way I swing trade is this. I will open multiple positions, or I will be looking to scale out of positions at certain points. And it's all based on the ATR. So the actual initial lift off of the swing trade is almost based on an extended day trade. I call it an extended day trade because the targets involved will be bigger. When I'm day trading, I'll start around 5 pips, get 10, 15, 20. If I get 25 out of it, fabulous. You know, but that's kind of the ratio I'm working in, 5 to 25. When I'm swing trading, it's normally 25, 50, 75. The ante's lifted up. So what I have a tendency to do is I'll put scale points in till the last bit has a runner. And why does that help? Well, what it does is it's paying you constantly. So it moves up 25 pips or 50 pips, depending on the ATR and the product that you're trading. You get paid, it releases some margin back into your account. So if you see another opportunity, you can take it. Because the other side is you can tie up all your account in margin. And that plays havoc with your psyche, because you'll see something and you'll think, God, I wish I could take that. Oh, that was brilliant. But you can't, because you're tied up. So this allows things like that. Once it's paid me a couple of times, you pull everything into break even, and then you just see how far it'll run. So the mentality between the two, the kind of, I would call them cousins rather than sort of direct brother and sister, if you like. They're kind of related, but they're a bit distant. And that's my take on the mindset. But I touched on just now when it was a case of, oh, I wish I'd taken that. That is one of the mindsets that you need to control. One of the reasons I did the 30-day challenge, if you look through the videos, you'll see I did that, was to combat that. Never worry about what hasn't been. If you didn't take the trade, don't matter. There'll always be another one. It might be tomorrow, it might be next week, it might be next month, but it will come. So you have to suppress that urgency, you know, the fear of missing out. And that's some of the things that we'll touch on as we go forward, because the fear of missing out is massive. And especially when you're swing trading. See, when you're day trading, the idea is to get in and get out. And if you start with 0 and end with 1, it's a good day. Swing trading is slightly different because it can run a week. But you might see it might be in profit, good profit. Snatch it. But it might only be 20% of its move. But because you've seen the money, you've taken it. That's why I scale. It helps me combat that. And hopefully, as we move forward and I answer your questions, this will all start to make sense. So I'm be very interested in your thoughts on mindset. You know, how many times have you taken a trade just for the sake of taking a trade because the screen's on? How many times have you tried to be greedy and hold on to a trade too long? And you think fantastic, and then it comes back and you got no money left because it's market's turned around. And how many times have you snatched at the profit and it kept on trucking? There'll be a few of you have fallen into that. I certainly have. You know, trust me, I've done it all. Over the years, I've fallen for every trap going. And it's a good thing because it makes you stronger. You remember what you've done. And that muscle memory keeps coming back time and time again. And then you just be at peace with the charts. I mean, when you see me, I very rarely get stressed. Even when the markets are radically against me, I don't get stressed. Why? Because I know what my risk is before I go into it. And I know my exit point. And that's it. Whatever happens in the middle, it doesn't matter. I'm either going to get a smack in the nose or I'm going to be smiling. But if I'm going to get a smack in the nose, I know how to combat that as well. And again, that's experience. So let me know your thoughts. Be very interested. And if you're stuck, I'm very easy found. Check the description. You'll find my contact details. If you're looking for a good broker, you can check out BlackBull, currently at 500 to 1 at the time of the video. And there's also the prop fund, 5%, as you see me trade regular. That is excellent. It's a small buy-in for a big fund, and you'll get profit pretty much from day one. And can't be any fairer than that. You know, so if you've got limited funds, both of those links will see you well. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.